Can we truly fathom the paradox where those who crossed borders unlawfully live in accommodations superior to those accessible to some U.S. citizens? A startling question indeed, and one that this video explores. According to data from the Department of Homeland Security, in the last year alone, roughly 1 million people immigrated to the U.S., many of whom entered unlawfully. Now take a moment to visualize a typical American home. Perhaps it's a small apartment in a bustling city, a cozy house in the suburbs, or even a mobile home in a rural area. These homes, regardless of their size or location, have one thing in common. They are the result of hard work, financial planning, and adherence to the law. Now, contrast this with the accommodations provided to these million-odd illegal migrants. It's been reported that some of these individuals are housed in facilities that cost the taxpayers millions of dollars, facilities not offered to the population of homeless that are legal U.S. citizens. These accommodations, with their modern amenities and services, often surpass what many law-abiding U.S. citizens can afford. The irony deepens when these same migrants, accustomed to such high-end living conditions, refuse to stay in shelters constructed which cost of more millions of dollars. These shelters, although not luxurious, are safe, clean, and more than adequate for providing temporary refuge. This situation raises several critical questions. Why should these million-odd illegal migrants enjoy better living conditions than some U.S. citizens? Is it not a citizen's right to expect that their government will prioritize their welfare over those who have entered the country unlawfully? It's a complex issue, one that involves legality, human rights, and the allocation of resources. It's a conversation that needs to continue, as it directly impacts the lives of citizens and migrants alike. Moving on from the paradox of the situation, let's shine a spotlight on another group that is often overlooked: the homeless U.S. citizens. As we debate the issue of migrants and their living conditions, it's critical that we also consider the staggering number of U.S. citizens who are homeless. According to recent statistics, over 500,000 people in the United States are homeless on a given night. These are men, women, and children who have fallen through the cracks of our society, left to face the harsh realities of life on the street. They live in makeshift tents, under bridges, in abandoned buildings, and in overcrowded shelters, often facing extreme weather conditions without proper clothing or shelter. Despite the vast resources of this nation, many of these citizens receive inadequate support. They often lack access to basic necessities like food, clean water, medical care, and sanitation facilities. The resources that are available are often overstretched, with shelters filled to capacity and social services struggling to meet the demand. The stark contrast between the living conditions of illegal migrants and those of homeless U.S. citizens raises serious questions about the country's priorities. It's a conversation that we need to have, challenging our perspectives and encouraging us to look deeper into the issue. As we move forward, let's not forget these forgotten citizens and strive to find a solution that respects and upholds the dignity of all people. But also not forget that our governments have an obligation to those they were built to serve, including the veterans who fought and are currently fighting to make this country great.